Hi guys, this is Richard. I'm with the Lab San Antonio, and we are starting our new series this week on YouTube. It's a Photoshop tutorial for beginners. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We'll just double click the icon here. I already have Adobe Photoshop installed on my computer, so I'll double click it here, open it up. Alright, so we got Photoshop opened up. So we'll start a new document by going to File, New. And here right now it's set to default at US paper, width 8.5, height 11, which is the standard size, resolution 300. And that's the best resolution for printouts and graphics. So we'll go ahead and leave that. This is pixels per inch as well on the resolution. So we'll go ahead and use 8.5 by 8.5, which is a square size that's common for, say, Instagram. All right, so now we have our new doc here, and right here in the panel we have our layers. So we have the background layer. Right now it is locked. So to unlock it, what we're going to do is we're going to double click the background layer. And that's going to open up here, and you'll just click OK. And there you go. The lock has been removed, and so that layer is now unlocked. You can click the eye there on the left side, which indicates the layer visibility. And that'll turn the layer on and off. So let's go ahead and go to new layer. We'll create a new layer. Hit OK. So here is a new layer, and you can create objects in this new layer or draw into it or drag graphics into it. And we're going to go over a few of these tools on the left panel here that are common. We'll start here with the Move tool. So this tool is basically what it says it is to move stuff around in your layers. Let's go on the net real quick, and we'll try to pull up a graphic to play with, and we'll drag it into Photoshop. So let's go ahead and say we'll search for penguins. We'll use a penguin for example. Here we go. This looks like a good one. So we can either save the image onto the drive and just drag it into Photoshop. But I'm going to show you a shortcut. What you can do is just copy image, go back to your Photoshop, and just hit Control V to paste it into your document. And there it is. So basically with your Move tool, you can move it around like so. Here is your Marquee tool, and you can highlight different areas of your graphic. And here, these are your lasso tools. These you can actually trace around if, say, you just want to move a certain part of the object, just like so. All right, and then we'll undo this by using the shortcut Control-Alt-Z. All right, this is your quick selection tool, magic wand tool. I use this one a lot. Quick selection tool is basically you can select by color. See how it grabs all the blacks there. And you can also change the hardness of the selection and the size of it, of the brush that you're using. All right, so say if you wanted to delete this area, you could just highlight it and just hit delete, and that'll delete that area. All right, so we'll undo that. And this is your crop tool. So your crop tool is basically just for cropping your pics. And you just drag each side with your cursor. You hit crop. Let's crop this a little bit more. There we go. All right. So there's your eyedropper tool. We'll go more into that in a later tutorial. This here is your spot healing brush tool. Basically you would use to heal certain parts of your graphic if it has any kind of blemish inside it. And next we have here is your brush tool and pencil tools, which is basically if you want to draw onto your graphic. Here you'll select the colors. Let's see. So these are where your colors are. We'll go with a red color. Okay. And you can just draw on it. You can select the size up here or the hardness of your brush. This is the softest, and you can see how it's a softer brush. Alright, so we'll undo those. Here's your clone stamp tool, which I like to use a lot. So we'll select different size. There's a different size you can use. There we go. So make sure you'll hold Alt and you'll select your target. So say if you want to duplicate this area here, just hit Alt and select with your cursor, and you can paint. It'll duplicate the target area that you selected. Just like that. So we'll undo that. Next here is your history brush tool. We'll talk about later. And then you have your eraser tool, which is basically you can erase like the size that you want, and you can erase any parts of your graphic. Then we have your paint bucket and gradient tool. So paint bucket, basically if you want to highlight an area of your graphic, if you click the paint bucket inside any of those colors, it'll turn it that color. Or what we can also do is we'll create a new layer here. Layer, new layer, okay. And you can use your marquee tool to select a rectangular area there, and now use your paint bucket. And then you have a solid color there. And with this, you can move it around. Or you can go to Edit, Transform, Free Transform, and you can edit each sides of this shape and also move it around. It's real useful for flyers of that sort. Alright, so here's your blur tool. So basically you can blur parts of your picture with it. Pretty self-explanatory. Also change the size of it and the hardness of the blur effect. Alright, this dodge tool we'll also go over later. This is your pen tool, which is also a drawing tool for different kinds of curves. Then you have your text tool here. And with your text tool, you will, with your cursor, you'll select wherever you want to do your text. One moment here. Okay, so you have your different sizes of fonts. You can select the color of your text. Hit OK. All right, just click once and you can just start typing in there. For here, we'll use the lab. All right. So you have the lab there. You can move it around. Or you can click it again, highlight it, and you can go through different fonts for it. And you can just scan through fonts. All right. So we'll click the visibility eye there and take it off. Here you have your cursor. You have your different shape marquees here that you can create shapes with. Then you have your hand tool, and then your magnifier. The magnifier you'll use a lot. You can magnify into your graphic to go more into detail on your editing. We'll zoom back out. And then here we'll show you some of the adjustments that you can do on your graphics. So you'll make sure you highlight your layer, go to adjustments. Here's your brightness and contrast. And you can edit the brightness and contrast with just these bars here. Then you can go to adjustments. So you have a lot of different types of adjustments. So let's look at black and white. So this is your standard black and white. You can also, depending on the colors in your graphic, you can edit the reds and the blues, just the different shades if you want them to go lighter or darker. And just hit OK. All right. And then you have other effects here that I'll show you. Let's undo that. So you have your filter gallery, but you have a lot of cool filters here that you can just scan through and just select, and it shows you the effect it does on your graphic. And let's see which one we like here. Okay, we'll go with this one. Hit OK. So there you have your effect on your filter. You can undo there. So those are some of the basics in Photoshop. We'll go more into detail in future tutorials. Be sure to subscribe to our new YouTube channel. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask in the comment section and give us a like. And let us know what kind of other tutorials you'd like in the future. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later.